Harry Kane has ruined his legacy by staying in Tottenham for too long. He should have left sooner, gone to a bigger team and won more trophies. A player of his caliber deserves more trophies. Harry Kane has been one of the most elite strikers in the Premier League for the past 10 years. He came through the Tottenham Youth Academy and made his debut in the 2013-2014 season and scored 3 goals in 10 games. The following season is when he really took off because he scored 21 goals in 34 games as a 21-year-old. But he was called a one-season wonder, a flash in the pan. But Kane would go on to prove all his doubters wrong by putting up consistent 25 plus goals for the next 6-7 seasons. In total, Kane has scored 233 goals in 362 appearances in all competitions for Tottenham, making him already a Premier League icon, an English football icon, a world football icon, a Tottenham legend, and arguably Tottenham's greatest ever player in the modern era. However, with all those great stats, Kane has never lifted a single trophy. That's right, for Kane being in Spurs for all his career, their dusty trophy cabinet remains empty, and Kane is unfortunately part of that poor legacy. Although loyalty should be praised in football, and Kane deserves the utmost respect for trying to win titles with his boyhood club, but a player of Kane's stature and how good he has been, he really should have trophies to his name. Many trophies, at least one, doesn't even have one. The closest Kane came was finishing second in the league a couple times and runners up in the Champions League final. Now, the biggest mistake in Kane's career came back in 2018 when Harry Kane decided to sign a 6-year contract extension, meaning he would be at Tottenham until 2024. Even at that time, most football fans outside of Tottenham were baffled by why he signed a 6-year deal. It was far too long. He didn't need to do that. He had already been at Spurs for 5 years and won nothing, but he had scored a load of goals, but he had no trophy to show for it. And he knew many top teams would easily take a striker like Kane, tall, fast, strong, knows how to finish the ball. And Kane should have assessed his options and thought about moving to a bigger club. So instead of signing a 6-year contract extension, probably should have done a 4-year extension. This contract extension, of course, as many predicted, turned out to be a massive mistake in Kane's career, and it might even alter his legacy forever. Kane's agent is actually his brother, which is probably one of the reasons why he was given the bad advice to take the money, sign the 6-year contract, and instead of looking at his options, maybe signing a 4-year extension and see where Tottenham is and it'll be easier for him to leave. But nope, they signed a 6-year extension, badly advised by his brother agent. Now, there were rumours that when Kane did sign that 6-year deal, he had made a gentleman's agreement with Tottenham boss Daniel Levy that should Kane request to leave the club at any point, the club will grant him his wishes, regardless of how many years is remaining on that contract. So Kane would test that gentleman agreement, because after 3 years of signing that contract extension, in 2021, Kane finally requests to leave the club, hands in a transfer request. And Premier League champions, the biggest team in the country, Man City, Pep Guardiola, want him. This sounds like a dream for Kane. Absolute dream, because Man City win all the trophies. He's one of the best strikers. He'll be playing under the best manager. He'll be surrounded by stars in all positions in that team, so he doesn't have to carry that team like he's carried Tottenham. He'll be getting 40 plus goals. You know, Kane's already dreaming about trophies and individual trophies and becoming an all-time great. But as with many gentlemen agreements, if something's not written down in the contract, it most likely won't happen, and Tottenham were not budging. They were demanding way too much money for Harry Kane. They were demanding £150 million to be exact. Now, Kane's 28, so Man City will be taking a massive risk spending £150 million on a 28-year-old. But Man City still were willing to cough up a lot of money for the England and Tottenham captain. They offered £120 million. Which sounds like a fair price. I'm sure Kane thought that was a fair price. But Daniel Levy, being the businessman he is, wanted to milk as much as money he could get from his golden duck and was not budging from 150 million. Thinking Man City might match the deal and finally cave in, they walked away from the deal. They didn't offer 150, and Kane was left with high and dry, his dream shattered, and Tottenham thought, yeah, now we get to keep Kane because he signed that 6-year contract. This must have affected Kane's mood, his emotions, agreed a 6-year deal, and Daniel Levy knew exactly what he had when he got that 6-year contract. Man City was Kane's chance to win all those trophies and add trophies to his amazing stats and make Kane an all-time great in the footballing history. But that wasn't to happen. Kane is forced to stay at Tottenham, and he's still got 3 more years remaining on his contract. If Harry Kane had signed a 4-year extension back in 2018 and where his contract runs out in 2022, Tottenham would have easily accepted Man City's offer because they knew that Kane would be leaving on a free anyways. But instead, Kane is forced to stay at Tottenham, and Kane's dream did not come true. Moving to Man City at the age of 28 would have been perfect for Kane. He'd done what he did for Tottenham, got all those stats, got all the accolades, and now winning trophies with Man City would just add on to his legacy. But instead, he's forced to stay at Tottenham. The misgivings of the transfer not going through must have greatly affected his mood because he started off the new season terribly, and it's unlikely now Man City are going to come back and bid the same amount of money. So even Tottenham were probably now realizing that they probably should have sold Kane for 150 million when they had the chance, because Man City aren't going to bid that much. Kane's going to be older, and Kane can still get his chance to leave when he's 30, 31, and he might still be at his peak because many players nowadays are playing into the late 30s at their peak. You got Lewandowski, who's 34, 35, and he's still playing at Ballon d'Or level. And I think Kane's got the discipline to be on that level, keep playing at the top for another 6-8 years. So he'll get his chance, but if he doesn't, he has tarnished his legacy by staying at Tottenham and not having a single trophy to his name. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.